So Reiki, how did that find its way into you?
It was a heartbreak, a really bad heartbreak, and I lost myself to the point that I lived in an area where there was a Reiki shop, and I went to the Reiki shop. They spoke to me about it. I started going Fridays, and I saw the difference. The lady that took me on as my Reiki master, she actually was helping me find myself again. I had bad depression. I didn't love myself like I should. And then I met these people where they taught me, self-love and take care of your spirituality and bloom. And that's how I literally got back into my path. And it's sad because what happened was that not only was that issue, but the reason I lost myself was because of elders, because of what they've done. Even family members have done stuff to us. And I was like, I cannot deal with this. So I just took it and, got away for a while.
Yeah. No, definitely if you're not careful, it's like a spirituality like any other, never blame the spirituality, but the people sometimes they don't know how to handle all this influence. And Ifa is definitely one. When you look at certain demographics and, cultural margins that are involved, it goes left very quickly unless there's a strong culture and leadership in place in each spiritual house. And the Reiki thing I've always been a fan of. I'm not as versed as most, but I do know that there's a lot in common between some concepts in Reiki and ultimately within Ifa, where I would go as far to say that the ebo that's done on the tablero is nothing more than a readjustment, with, the circular motion, the touching of the points, the cleansing of, whichever chakra. I believe this is the eye one, right?
Yes.
And you kind of see similar concepts like that across most esoteric faiths. So when you go back to something that, Reiki, I would imagine some thousands of years old, going back to Hinduism and whatnot. And then you look at Ifa being contemporary, a lot of transitional concepts where we're basically using the same information applied a little bit differently to get those results. So you being somebody that comes from this background and getting realigned and going through those processes and it bringing you back into Ifa is just a testament to how powerful and how pure a process like that is. And so how long ago did you get crowned specifically?
It's going to be 2 years on the 6th of April.
Gosh. So it was a long journey then, because you talk about receiving Mano Orula at 1 and then ultimately at the chapter of life we're at now and finally going through. So what were those steps like after the Reiki process and that enlightenment coming back in?
So once I started doing that, I actually started going back into the spiritual form, going to
like
people with the mediumship.
Okay, cool.
And then from there, I met my godfather, the new one for Ifa, because like I said, situations happened when I was a child.
Yeah, it's a long time too. People go different ways.
My son needed his Mano Orula. My husband needed it,
Beautiful.
So my mom, like I told you, she's got 30 plus years of Santo, and she didn't have her Mano of Orula.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you
different
could see
times.
that even when you still have Santo Hecho, you could still go ahead and do this.
Of course.
So my grandmother as well. So they all sat there and they all received their Mano Orula.
Beautiful.
And
how old is grandma?
My grandma's like 87.
Well, my grandmother actually received Mano Orula at 84, so that's a wild thing to see somebody at that stage of the game actually still going through it. That's beautiful.
And it saved my family. It's brought unity again.
Yeah.
People that we weren't talking to brought them back into our life. And I'm very big with Orula. I say once a year we go do ebo. Once a year we go get consulted.
Beautiful.
Make sure that our year starts off clean. Yeah. We fed issue. We do what we need to do.
No, good habits. And especially in a spiritual place like Miami, living there and whatnot, you definitely just want to be spiritually sound and have everything up to par, because it's like just walking down the wrong place, you could pick up something more than what you expected.